Okay, seriously, who hasn't been there? You know that spinning wheel of doom when you're trying to join a call or your movie's buffering at the worst possible moment? It's like Wi-Fi just loves to mess with us. But what if there's a concept out there, and get this, it could change how Wi-Fi
Oh
works?
yeah, this document we're looking at is ambitious, that's for sure. It's called Konzept von intelligentes WLAN-Management, Beschleunigung und Optimierung der Netzwerkverbindung. And it basically lays out this whole vision for like a really intelligent Wi-Fi connection manager.
Hmm. Intelligent Wi-Fi connection manager. All right, now I'm intrigued. Is this just a futuristic dream, or could this actually, like, become our reality?
Well, that's what we're here to figure out, right? And some of these ideas are pretty mind-blowing. Imagine AI jumping in to troubleshoot your connection or your Wi-Fi adapter, actually
Yeah.
learning your habits, even like super fast network discovery. Stuff like
Hold up. Wait, my Wi-Fi could, like, fix itself?
that.
That'd be life-changing. Tell me more about this whole AI troubleshooting thing.
Okay, so instead of just showing you some weird error message, your device could actually suggest solutions. It could be like, hey, there's interference on this channel, let's switch to a better one. Or even like, looks like your router needs a reboot, helpful stuff.
No more tech support calls? Sign me up.
Exactly. And that's just one piece. This intelligent Wi-Fi manager is designed with this modular architecture.
Mm.
Think of it like building blocks. You have a module for security, one for network caching, one for prioritizing traffic, and so on.
I'm starting to see where they're going with this. So you could update each module separately, add new features, keep things future-proof without, like, overhauling the whole system.
Exactly. It's a really smart way to design something that can adapt and evolve as technology changes. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we've got self-healing Wi-Fi, a modular design. What else is in this document?
One of the things that really jumped out at me was this idea of giving the Wi-Fi adapter itself, more computing power. It's like bringing intelligence to the edge of the network, kind of a big deal.
Wait, the little thing that plugs into my laptop. That can do more than just connect.
That's right. Imagine it like pre-processing networks, optimizing channels on its own, maybe even handling some basic security stuff, all without slowing down your device's main processor. It's pretty neat.
Okay, now you're talking about serious speed boosts. My downloads would be flying.
Yeah, and it's not just speed. This whole move towards edge computing has big implications for like efficiency and even security too. It's kind of a big deal.
All right, I'm hooked. What else is in this treasure trove of Wi-Fi wisdom?
Well, this one is really fascinating, using machine learning to actually predict which network you'll connect to next. It's all about anticipating what you need, and making connecting as smooth as possible.
Hold on, my Wi-Fi could predict what I'm going to do. How?
Basically, it learns your habits, time of day, your location, networks you use a lot. Let's say you pull into your driveway after work. Before you even think about it, your device is already getting ready to connect to your home Wi-Fi.
So no more manually connecting. I could get used to that.
Exactly. And it gets even cooler when you think about like seamless transitions between different networks, that kind of thing. So we've been diving into some pretty exciting possibilities, right? AI, troubleshooting, predictive connections, virtual profiles. It's a lot to process.
Yeah, it all sounds amazing, but, like, how realistic is this? Are we talking about something that could actually happen? Or is this more like, a far-off dream?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's important to remember that actually making this happen won't be easy. There are definitely challenges.
Okay, so let's talk about those. What are the biggest hurdles they would need to overcome?
Well, just the complexity of this whole system. We're talking about all these different modules, each with its own algorithms and data processing, and they all have to work together perfectly.
Plus, you have to think about all the different devices out there. Phones, laptops, smart home gadgets. They all have different operating systems, different hardware.
Right. Making this work across all those devices, making sure it's compatible, that it performs well, that's a massive undertaking.
It's like trying to herd cats, but like digital cats.
Uh-huh. That's a good analogy. And then there's the whole security thing. With all this data being collected and analyzed, protecting user privacy has to be a top priority.
Yeah, one mistake and you could have a massive data breach. That's scary.
Exactly. And remember, they're talking about open APIs, which is great for innovation, but it also opens things up to more potential attacks. You know what I mean?
So it's a trade-off. You want to encourage developers, but you have to make sure the system is bulletproof.
Exactly. Finding that balance is going to be crucial.
So how could they actually address these challenges? What are some potential solutions they've outlined?
Well, one thing they suggest is a phased rollout. So instead of trying to do everything at once, they could start with like specific use cases or certain types of devices,
Yeah.
test and refine the system. and then gradually expand.
So like a beta program, kind of. Get early adopters to help work out the kinks.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to manage the risk and make sure the technology matures in a controlled way. And for security, they talk about strong encryption, anonymizing data where possible, and giving users a lot of control over their privacy settings.
So transparency is key. Users need to understand what's happening with their data and have choices.
Absolutely. But, even with all that, there could be some downsides, some things we haven't even thought about yet.
Like what?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is vendor lock-in. If one company controls this whole intelligent Wi-Fi world, it could stifle competition and innovation.
So we could end up stuck with one company's products, even if there are better options out there.
That's the risk. It's why open standards and interoperability are so important. The system needs to be designed to allow for competition, so no one company has too much power.
Something else I'm thinking about is, well, complexity. I mean, technology is already complicated enough.
That's a good point. The user interface, the whole experience of using this, it has to be simple, intuitive. It can't add another layer of stress to our lives.
Right. Right. We don't need another app to manage or a bunch of confusing settings. It needs to work in the background automatically without us having to constantly tweak things.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot, Powerful features, but easy to use. That's going to be the challenge for designers and developers.
Okay, so technical challenges, potential downsides, got it. But before we move on, I want to talk about accessibility.
Yeah, that's important. We have to make sure this technology benefits everyone, not just people who are tech savvy or have the latest gadgets.
Exactly. We need to think about people with disabilities, people who might not be comfortable with technology, people who live in areas with limited internet access.
That's right. The people designing this need to make accessibility a priority from the very beginning. Make sure it's usable by people of all ages, all abilities.
It's about inclusivity. Everyone should be able to benefit from these advancements, no matter what.
Definitely. And that means thinking carefully about the interface, offering different ways to interact with the system, and making sure it works with assistive technologies.
So it's about designing a system that's not just intelligent, but also empathetic. It needs to understand people's different needs and adapt to them.
That's a great way to put it. Human-centered design. That's what we need.
All right, so we've talked about the challenges, the potential downsides, but let's shift gears a bit. What about the impact? If they can figure all this out, how could this actually change the way we live and work?
Now, that's where it gets really interesting. I think the most obvious impact would be on, our everyday digital experience. Imagine a world where your devices just connect to the best network automatically, wherever you are.
No more messing with Wi-Fi settings, no more weak signals. That sounds amazing.
Exactly. Your devices would just know what to do, connect to the most secure and reliable network based on where you are and what you're doing. And with that AI troubleshooting, no more, why isn't my Wi-Fi working? Moments.
That alone would make a huge difference for so many people. But I think it goes deeper than that, don't you?
I do. It's not just about convenience. It's about freeing up our mental energy.
Right.
We can focus on more important things,
Instead of fighting with technology, we could be more present, more productive, more engaged.
Right. It's about technology working for us, not the other way around.
So it's bigger than just faster internet. It's about changing how we interact with the digital world.
And it's a change that could have incredible possibilities for how we live, work, connect with each other.
Yeah, this intelligent Wi-Fi manager could be more than just a piece of technology. It could be the start of something much bigger, a more human-centered digital future.
And that's definitely a future I want to be a part of.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact on individuals, but what about the bigger picture? How could this transform businesses, organizations, entire industries?
Things get really exciting there. Imagine this in a huge office building, a university campus, or even a smart city.
So instead of having all these separate Wi-Fi networks, you could have one intelligent network that manages everything.
Exactly. It could allocate bandwidth where it's needed, prioritize traffic for important applications, and even give administrators insights into how the network is being used.
That could be huge for businesses in terms of productivity and efficiency. And think about industries like manufacturing or healthcare, where a reliable connection is crucial.
Absolutely. Factories with robots and sensors, all communicating seamlessly. Hospitals where doctors and nurses can access patient data instantly. It's amazing to think about.
It really is. It feels like this technology could revolutionize so many different areas of our lives.
And as we keep generating more and more data, this kind of intelligent network management is only going to become more important.
So we've explored the challenges, the potential downsides, the amazing impact this could have on our world. It's been a fascinating journey so far.
It has.
But before we wrap things up, I want to look at some specific situations where this intelligent Wi-Fi manager could really shine. Real-world scenarios where it could make a real difference in people's lives.
I love that idea. Because, yeah, the idea of smarter Wi-Fi might seem abstract, but it's the real-world applications that show its true value.
Let's start with something everyone worries about: security. How could this make our online lives safer?
Well, remember those virtualized network profiles we were talking about? That could be a game changer for security.
Remind me how that works again.
So you'd have different profiles like for work, personal use, guests, each with its own security settings.
So if I'm at a coffee shop, my work profile automatically turns on a VPN to protect my company's data. And when I get home, it switches to my personal profile, which might be less strict.
Exactly. And a guest profile could let people use the internet without giving them access to your whole home network. It's like having multiple layers of security tailored to what you're doing.
And that AI troubleshooting could also help with security, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine your device noticing something weird happening on the network and taking action to protect you.
Like disconnecting from a shady network or warning me about a phishing scam.
Exactly. It's like having a personal security guard for your internet connection.
Okay, so security is covered. What about performance? How could this make our connections faster and more reliable?
Well, those network compression techniques we talked about earlier could really speed up network discovery.
So no more waiting forever for my device to find a network and connect.
Right. And once you're connected, the intelligent channel switching kicks in, finds the best channel based on how crowded the network is, and boom, you're good to go.
No more manually searching for the best channel. That's music to my ears. What about actual speed boost, though?
Well, edge computing comes into play there. By letting the Wi-Fi adapter handle some of the work, your device's main processor is free to do other things.
So my laptop wouldn't be bogged down just managing the Wi-Fi, which means smoother streaming, faster downloads, a more responsive experience overall.
Exactly. It's about making everything faster and more efficient.
It sounds like this intelligent Wi-Fi manager could really change how we experience the internet. But I'm also curious about its potential beyond just personal devices. What about businesses or even larger networks?
That's where it gets really interesting. Think about this technology in a big office building or a university campus, for example.
So instead of having a bunch of separate Wi-Fi networks, you could have this one intelligent network managing everything.
That's right. It could automatically prioritize traffic, make sure the most important applications are getting the bandwidth they need, even provide data to help administrators make decisions about the network.
That would be incredibly helpful for IT teams, right? They could troubleshoot problems more easily and make sure the network is running smoothly.
Definitely. And in industrial settings, like factories or manufacturing plants where a reliable connection is critical for operations, this technology could be revolutionary.
I can imagine robots and sensors in a factory all communicating with each other seamlessly over a really secure network.
Exactly. The potential applications are vast, and it could really change how we work, learn, and even manufacture things.
It's clear that this is about so much more than just faster internet. It's about changing how we connect and interact with the digital world.
And as we continue to generate and consume more and more data, this kind of intelligent network management will only become more essential.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits for security, performance, even large-scale applications, but what about the impact on our daily lives? How could this change the way we live and work on a more personal level?
Well, imagine your devices seamlessly connecting to the best network, no matter where you are at home, at work, on the go. No more messing with settings, no more struggling with weak signals.
It would just work automatically.
Exactly. Your devices would anticipate your needs, connect to the most secure and reliable network, and with that AI troubleshooting, those frustrating "why isn't my Wi-Fi working" moments would be a thing of the past.
It sounds like a whole new level of convenience and reliability.
Right. And it's not just about convenience. It's about freeing up our time and energy to focus on the things that matter.
Instead of struggling with technology, we could be more present, more productive, more engaged with the world around us.
Exactly. Technology should work for us, not the other way around.
So again, it's bigger than just faster internet. It's about changing our whole relationship with technology.
And it could lead to some really amazing possibilities for how we live, work, and connect with each other.
It feels like this intelligent Wi-Fi manager could be the beginning of a more human-centered digital future.
That's a future I'm excited to be a part of.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground, exploring the potential of this intelligent Wi-Fi manager, the challenges, and the incredible impact it could have on our world.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've talked about how this technology could revolutionize our Wi-Fi experience. But what about beyond that? What other parts of our digital lives could benefit from this kind of intelligent management?
That's a great question, and one that I think deserves a lot more exploration.
Could we apply these concepts to other things, like managing our smart home devices, keeping our personal data safe, or even making our online interactions smoother and more efficient?
The possibilities are really endless. As AI and machine learning keep getting better, I think we're going to see more and more intelligent systems that can anticipate our needs and make our lives easier.
It's an exciting time to be alive, especially for people who are fascinated by the intersection of technology and human experience.
I couldn't agree more. The future is full of potential, and I'm excited to see what amazing innovations are coming next.
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of intelligent Wi-Fi. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so excited about what the future holds.
Me too. It feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative, and I can't wait to see how these innovations change how we connect with the world around us.
To our listeners, keep those minds curious, stay tuned for more deep dives into cutting-edge tech, and remember, the future is what we make it.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This whole concept for an intelligent Wi-Fi manager, it's been pretty mind-blowing, right? Self-healing networks, connections that predict what you need. It feels like we've just scratched the surface.
Well, I know, right? It's been a goldmine of ideas, for sure. And before we wrap up, you mentioned something earlier that I keep thinking about. You were talking about how this Wi-Fi manager could be just the beginning.
Yeah, that was the really exciting part. We were imagining how these ideas, learning your habits, predicting your needs, fixing problems before you even know they exist, could apply to way more than just Wi-Fi.
Exactly. Like we're on the edge of a whole new era of these intelligent systems, and this Wi-Fi manager is just a little taste of what's possible. So let's go back down that rabbit hole for a minute. What else could be transformed by this kind of intelligent management, besides Wi-Fi?
Well, how about something that everyone struggles with, online security? Passwords, data breaches, all that stuff that keeps you up at night.
Oh, don't even get me started. I feel like I'm always resetting passwords, trying to remember security questions. It's exhausting.
Imagine if you had a system that not only remembers all your passwords, but also acts like your personal cybersecurity expert. It could, analyze what you're doing online and spot potential threats before you even click on anything dangerous.
So if I'm about to fall for one of those phishing scams, it could warn me. Or even, block the website completely.
Exactly. And it could do even more, like proactively updating your passwords, managing two-factor authentication for you, maybe even checking those dark web thingies to see if your information is out there.
That would be incredible. It'd be like having a guardian angel for my online life.
Uh-huh. That's a good way to put it. And it doesn't stop there. Think about smart homes.
Yeah.
All those gadgets and appliances that are supposed to make things easier but end up being super complicated.
Ugh, tell me about it. I have a million apps. One for my lights, one for the thermostat, another one for the security system. It's too much.
Okay, but imagine this.
Yeah.
Instead of juggling all those apps, you have one intelligent system that learns what you like and just automates everything. Your house actually becomes a smart home. It anticipates your needs, adapts to your routines.
Okay, now you're talking. I'm picturing coming home after work. The lights are already how I like them. The thermostat is perfect. Maybe my favorite music starts playing.
See? It's about making your home comfortable and efficient. And it could go further. Imagine it helping you save energy by adjusting things based on how you use them and when energy prices are cheaper.
Wait, my house could help me save money on my energy bill. Now that's smart.
It could even catch problems before they get big, like a leaky faucet or an appliance acting up, and send you an alert.
It'd be like having a built-in home inspector.
And speaking of things that need monitoring, what about all our personal data? With all the data breaches and privacy issues these days, it feels like we're fighting a losing battle.
I know, right? It's like we're giving away our most private information without even knowing how it's being used or who has it.
But what if you had a personal data manager? Something that not only protected your information, but also helped you understand and control it. It could show you exactly what data you're sharing, which apps have access to it, and how to change your privacy settings.
So it's not just about security, it's about giving me back some control.
Exactly. It can even help you, exercise those data rights everyone talks about, like asking companies to delete your data or stop using it in certain ways.
That would be amazing. It feels like we're always at the mercy of these tech companies, but this could really level the playing field.
And finally, we can't forget about the area where intelligent management could have the biggest impact, our health and well-being.
That's an interesting one. I can definitely see how technology could play a bigger role in helping us live healthier lives.
So imagine this system that analyzes data from your wearables, your sleep patterns, how active you are, even what you eat. And then it gives you personalized advice on how to improve your health, nudges you to make healthier choices, maybe even warns you about potential risks.
It'd be like having a personal health coach right there on your phone. And it could even work with your doctor, giving them a better understanding of your overall health so they can provide more personalized care.
The possibilities for preventative care and just empowering people to take control of their health are huge.
Wow, we've come a long way from talking about intelligent Wi-Fi to imagining a future where technology is actually helping us live better lives in so many ways.
I know, it's pretty amazing to think about how far we can take these concepts, and we're really just getting started.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that the future of tech isn't just about faster speeds or fancier gadgets. It's about creating systems that are intelligent, personal, and ultimately designed with people in mind.
It's about moving away from seeing technology just as a tool and more like a partner that helps us navigate this crazy digital world and live more fulfilling, empowered lives.
And that's a future I'm really excited to see unfold.
Me too. I can't wait to see what incredible innovations are coming next, especially in this area of intelligent, personalized tech. It's going to be amazing.
So to everyone listening, keep your minds open, stay curious, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to create the next big breakthrough that changes the world.
That's what it's all about. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and never stop learning.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time.